welcome back. I'm Mary Jo, also known as Sewjo, and this is my channel where I talk about all my quilty stitchy things, and this is my What Will I Make series. So this is where I take some sort of pre-cut, add some background, maybe some yardage, and make a quilt. And I use like a free tutorial off the internet. So I have a jelly roll, and this is Moda and Feed Stacks Good Works by Lindsay Call McRae. Have this jelly roll, and I have some border fabric. I have some background fabric, and I have binding fabric. So what will I make with this? I'm going to make a tutorial off of Missouri Star Quilt Company called Grandma May's Economy Block Quilt. It's up there. That's all I had to look. Make sure I got the name right. Now, I will link that video or put the link down in the description box of their actual tutorial. But here's a look at what the block looks like. There's this and this. Now I'm going to do mine a little bit different. In their tutorial, the sashing in this block and the economy blocks are all the same. I'm going to make my economy blocks all one color and then the sashing a different fabric. And in this quilt, there's going to be 81 blocks. So each jelly roll strip, I'm going to get 2 blocks plus just a little bit extra, and I'm going to use that little bit extra to make that other blocks because there's 40 strips and that only makes 80 blocks. I'm going to need 81. So the little leftover is how I'm going to get that 81. So I'm going to do some cutting. Now I'm not going to give the cutting instructions just because it's not my tutorial, but I will link the tutorial down in the box below. So if you're interested, you can take a look at it and find out what those are. Okay, so I have all of my pieces cut out to make the blocks. I will still have to do some more cutting when it comes to joining the blocks together with some sashing and the borders. But I got all of my jelly roll pieces cut up. This is the extra jelly roll pieces that I have. I'm going to set those aside in case I need any for anything. Now this jelly roll strip I didn't use because it was a white on white, and since I used this white background it wouldn't have shown up well in there. So I just cut out extra pieces from somewhere else. So I need to start by making these economy blocks right here. So I just need these. And I need these, and there's a bunch of them. It took me quite a while to get everything all cut. Not as long as it could have, because I used the Stripology ruler to cut a bunch of squares and then cut them diagonally. Now, when I did my test blocks right here, let me set those aside there. When I did my test blocks, these economy blocks will need to be trimmed up. And when I trimmed them up, they were kind of shy just a little bit from the cutting that Missouri Star gave, the cutting instructions. So I made my squares a ½ inch bigger and then cut them diagonally. So hopefully that'll work out once I trim them up. Give me a little bit more room to work with. So I've got a bunch of blocks to start pinning. So I'm just going to pin a triangle here on each side. And yes, I could fold them and find the centers and make them exact, but since these are going to be squared up at the end, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it in there. And I'm still using my pins. Going to put a triangle on that side, triangle on this side. Alright, ready to go to the sewing machine. So I have a bunch of these to pin together. So there's going to be a total of 81 of these blocks. and there's 4 economy blocks in each blocks. So let's see, that's 324, I believe, of these I have to make. There's a lot. So I'm just gonna keep doing this. Take it to the sewing machine, press, and be back. So I have sewn, I think, like 324 of these. Now what I'm doing is I'm just clipping off the hangover here, the little extra on the back. You can see I'm just clipping that off and then press. I tried pressing it and then clipping it, but it got kind of wonky when I was pressing it first. So I decided to clip it first and then press it. So I'm just gonna continue doing this to all of them. Okay, so after 3 days working on this so far, this is where I am. So I have this stack all ready to start adding the others, and I still have these 2 stacks I need to go through, trim, and press. But I have this, and then I just have to add the other triangles to both this side and the other side. But I think this is where I'm going to end part 1, and when I come back from part 2, these other 2 stacks will all be pressed and trimmed. Okay, till next time. Bye.